Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia, and today I'm gearing up to have my heart torn out and for the tears to start going because today I am reacting to Sohyang again, and she is like 4 for 4 now on the waterworks and just hitting me in the pit of my soul. I just feel like I can't breathe by the time I finish listening to her, but we got to do it. It's been requested, and I absolutely adore this vocalist. Today, we are going to be diving on into Sohyang's performance of Oh Holy Night. Let's do this.
제가 이제 크리스마스 이브니까요.
그렇죠,
예.
그렇죠. 예.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of my dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world, the scene and narrow pining, till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. On your knees, or hear the angels' voices, a night divine, oh night when Christ was born.
I have to stop it there. She already has me going, guys. I can't. I feel those little tingles in my rib cage already that just know I'm about to get absolutely slayed listening to whatever is going to happen. I don't mean to repeat myself, so if you've seen my other Sohyang reactions, I'm sorry, but it has to be restated. She has such a masterful control over her dynamics, and it just plays with you. So, dynamics don't necessarily have to be really, really loud or really, really soft to elicit a reaction from you as a listener. Singers like Sohyang do very subtle dynamic changes, and a few of the dynamic changes that Sohyang does in this performance thus far are to do with her tone. So, she'll have something that is a very bright mix, I would say a little bit of weight, but because I've heard her before, I know exactly how much weight she can put into that mix, so please bear that in mind. It's got a fuller tone to it. And then she will shift the sound to something that is slightly breathy without disconnecting from the phrase. It's really, really masterful storytelling. And if you can control dynamics, you are going to be able to lead people on more of a journey because dynamics are a form of expression, and expressions are things that are felt. So the more you can make people feel, the more you can take them along with you in whatever means of storytelling you choose, the more engaged people are going to be in your performance. And that is something that Sohyang does really, really well. I mean, she has such a vast dynamic range, but it's not just I'm going to make a mix sound really, really loud or I'm going to make a mixed tone really, really soft. She has variations in those tone of of parts of the phrase going to aspiration. There are moments there where her tone color-wise becomes very sweet. Other times when it becomes overly bright and there's not as much space. In comparison, it may sound a little bit heavier, fuller, with her core tone really shining through in her vocal delivery. And to top it all off, she makes it seem really, really easy. We are gonna keep going. Just shoot, I should have brought tissues down. This was a critical error. Turns out there's not a single tissue box in my entire house. Guess the only things that make me cry are other singers.
When Christ was born, on night divine, on night, on night, on Long lay the world, the sin and narrow pining, till he appeared, and the soul found its worth.
So right there, you can hear that color change on soul. It got a little bit darker because the O vowel, the soul, this oh sound, that vowel in particular can be quite easy to make sound slightly darker depending on how you play with your pharynx shape in the making of that vowel. The other thing that she's done is she's put a few little almost like pop sounding approaches into some of her phrasing. Sounds really interesting. Let's keep going.
Long lay the world, the sin and narrow pining, till he appeared, and the soul found its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary one rejoices, for yonder praise a new and glorious morn. On your knees, oh ye angels, on night divine, all night when Christ was born, all
Oh. Ah! Ah! She is now 5 for 5. She got me in Everyone. She got me in You Raise Me Up. She got me in Bridge Over Troubled Water. What am I forgetting? Adadong Alone. Oh my god. now Oh Holy Night. Now I'm not a particularly Christmassy person. I don't really vibe with a lot of carols. They don't bring me joy when I hear them on repeat in the shopping center. Sohyang doesn't give you a choice. She just takes your soul and is like, "Would you like to feel an immense amount of elevation? Here you go." Just for the sake of it, I want us to go back and relive this high belting section, and I'm going to pitch check a couple of those notes because they seem inhuman. Okay, on that one, it sounds like she's on an E. Hey! That's because I imagined if I had to sing that note and it immediately felt out of my comfortable belting range, and I was like, it's probably an E. That's when I start to feel uncomfortable. So we're on an E5 there. Feels like a fourth. E5 to an A5. Aha! Just gonna pretend like that's not even a big deal. An A5 is really flipping high. So she keeps returning up to that A5. Cool, cool, cool. D6, 6th octave, 2nd register. Beautiful tonality, little bit breathy. She makes it seem too easy, guys. I don't feel like this is the real life anymore. This is clearly the Matrix. And just settles on a very comfortable D5 belt, not a hint of tension or strain or effort. Sohyang hits notes as a belter that are already very impressive if you are another vocalist. And then she just takes it to the next flipping level and shows a level of dexterity vocally when she's up in what is already a very acoustically powerful part of the range. Like, for some singers, you don't have as much dexterity or flexibility up there as what Sohyang demonstrates. That's kind of what I'm getting at, is she's superhuman, she's some kind of alien, and I need to go lay down because I am deceased. I mean, what else can I really say about it? She hits every single physical marker that you could possibly want in a voice that is just an absolute weapon. She's got extensive range, extensive dynamics, extensive breath. Breath and phrase management is just crazy. She's extremely flexible and agile no matter which part of her range she's actually in. Usually, if you're putting a lot of power into a sound, it can be harder to disengage from that particular vocal task. Let's say we're going to call it high intensive belting that's moving up towards maybe the top of your range, or what should, for a reasonable standard, Sohyang, for a reasonable vocal standard, should maybe be towards the top of your range. So, like this A5, that I suppose for a belter that's pretty flipping high. But this E5 even for some people that's the top of their range. And so if you are engaging in a vocal activity that's going to take a lot from you potentially, like belting really high up towards where you maybe don't have a whole lot of belt left to go, it's really hard to disengage from that because you tend to have to put a little bit more energy and focus into that sound. And sometimes you can overload, you can put too much into it, makes it harder to back out and be highly flexible. There are multiple times within this song and within other songs that Sohyang sung where she has demonstrated the ability to disengage from highly powerful sounds and have her breath flow so well balanced that she can go into a completely different dynamic or different vocal tone on notes that are around a similar area or not, depending on where she wants to sing, and it still be perfectly balanced and sound good. If you are singing an intense sound and then you try to suddenly disengage from that, if your breath flow is not equipped, if your support is not equipped, you're gonna go to crack city. I'm sorry. The voice is gonna break, or it might strain, and we don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to you. Anyways, that is where I'm gonna leave this one today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it for more just like this one. And if you are gearing up for Christmas or a holiday or just an annual thing where you spend time with friends and family and hopefully lots of food or not, that's fine too. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy. and I will see you next time. Bye. Shoot, I should have brought tissues down. This was a critical error. I don't have anything near me. And I don't really want to get up because that means de-headphone. Oh, I could probably just freedom. I'll be back.